Hello, Cancer. Welcome back to Intuitive Insights with Willow. Here is where I always wish you peace and an understanding that life is always happening for you, not to you. So let's see what's going on with you today. All right. That flipped out quick, didn't it? Is that strength? Cancer dealing with the Gemini. That is your energy for right now. Let's see what's influencing it, okay? I asked if you're dealing with the Gemini because Gemini's card was also, it's Nine of Pentacles, was also strength. Tower. All right. So your influence energy is the Tower, and the future energy, if we stay on course, is the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is Page of Cups. Ooh, self-love or luck. Let's see. We are going to clarify the Tower. Right now, just looking at these three cards, it's telling me, you know, you've experienced some harsh realities, all right? There's been some crumbling in your foundation, and you've been called to be courageous, to take it on with bravery, to keep a straight face, and just be strategic. The reason why I say be strategic is because the outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. So you need to think head over heart, all right? This could be dealing with your finances. It could definitely be dealing with the stability of your family structure in general, all right? But we're going to clarify this Tower. Let's see what this Tower is trying to say to us. We have Six of Wands, all right? We have the King of Wands. And Two of Swords. Ooh. All right. Give me 1 second. Let's clarify. I'm going to clarify all of them and then put the story together, okay? Four of Wands. The Magician. This one stood out. The World. And final three here. I think it's funny how they all just, here we go. Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. It's going to be this last one. And the Four of Cups. All right. So check this out. What we have here for you, a lot of fire energy. All right. Do you want to be successful or do you want to be in control? Because right now, let's say, chips are falling, all right? Because I see a building crumbling. What building is that? It's like tilted to the side and it's just falling. Anyways, so we have the Tower here, which represents Mars energy. And we're also crowned with Mars energy. So there's major destruction here. Your limits, your courage, your goals are being tested. You want to be victorious in it? Or do you want to make a hard decision and be in control of it? Now, I know that sounds funny. It's like victorious or in control. This is what I mean. Victory comes when there's acknowledgement or, you know, massive acknowledgement. Money is coming in big or, you know, basically when there's acknowledgement, there's applause for something that you did. All right. Now, King of Wands, when I say, do you want to be in control of it or do you just want victory? Do you want to be the one that stands strong and controls exactly how success is obtained? Or do you want to throw your hands up in the air and just allow success to fall the way that it's going to fall and keep a straight face? Because we have Two of Swords here. Two of Swords next to the King of Wands tells me you have to make a decision in the way that your kingdom is being ruled. I think I got this energy for you before, but I will say that the dynamic does seem a little different now. Lets me know, yeah, you are a bit in control, but right now it's like if I clean house, I have to start from scratch. Or can I crack the whip and forcefully, with your Cancerian energy, manipulate individuals to be molded the way that I need them to be? How do you want to be in control of this? Okay. Now, there's nothing you can do. When you got a major that comes out, baby, it is what it is. You can respond to it. I don't know how you, I mean, yeah, you got to accept it. It's not an option when the majors come through. Okay? So this is happening and you need it. You know what I mean? Now, we have another fire energy here, and this is Leo. This is the sun. All eyes on me is what I see here. Now, you are clarified with the Four of Wands, the Magician, and the World. All right? Now, what this tells me is stand in your truth, stand on your morals, and move with integrity. With this bravery, and no matter how you handled this in the past, okay? Because that is past energy. That was a past question. That was past energy. It's already gone. That's what influenced you, okay? Now, here we are. You already made the decision. Now, you must move forward with confidence in the decisions that you made. That which is in the past, we cannot change. We can look back on it, get some tips about it, but we cannot change it. Now, here, it lets me know that foundation is now intact. You formulated new plans. You are in control and you're manifesting new beginnings. All right. Completion is already done in the past because you already got the tower. Now you here with the World. You have successfully began something more prosperous, something that sits well within your spirit, and you're feeling very dominant right now. You understand? When Mercury comes through, that is Virgo and Gemini. They are strategic. Emotions are on pause. I tell everyone that the coldest sign is actually air signs. They like to say that, you know, it's fire, but it ain't fire. It is actually the air signs. Air signs and water signs, y'all, those two are the most strategic. They can come off very cold because they're very analytical. A lot of people don't give water signs that credit, but give them the credit. That's what they say. You want a bad enemy? You want an enemy that's going to be on that ass for the rest of your life? Piss off a Cancer, piss off a Pisces, piss off a Scorpio. They're going to be on you until the end. All right? You want one that's planning ahead and it's going to affect you, your soul identity? Piss off a Virgo, piss off a Gemini. And Virgo is earth sign. But Virgo is ruled by Mercurial energy. Virgo and Gemini are cousins. They're both ruled by Mercury. If I had to pick two signs you don't want to fuck with, okay? I would pick Virgo. I would stay clear of pissing off a Virgo. Clear, okay? And a Gemini. Those would be my two. Everyone else can crack. But them Geminis and that Virgo, no baby, they don't crack. So here you are being controlled. You are very dominant. You're coming off passive, but you are very strategic, okay? You are going in to rebuild this foundation. Yeah, you got the, you know how when you're building something, when you're building a puzzle. Actually, I can't even say that because I found out everybody don't do puzzles the same way. Generally, what you do is you connect the border. So that's what I see there. I like even in a sandbox, you connect the 4 squares, then you can fill it up. That is what you're doing. But you're doing this with fresh eyes, a fresh start. So you could have a new team. Or your family, you could have a new family member that joined in and you're molding them the proper way to represent the family name. Okay, it's heavy energy like that, all right? And that's where you are right now. All right? Everything has already come and gone. And where you at right now, you're in this Mercurial energy. You're in this bossed up energy. Okay? Mercury, Hermes, well, that's the mythic deck. But Hermes is known to be a little trickster. I like to see the magician as the genie. And not just any genie, the djinn of Wishmaster. I love that movie. When you're thinking about what you want and when people are manifesting, especially when people start to get into, you know, energy manipulation, I always advise them, if they bring it to me or they ask me about it, we can be in a grocery store, walking the dog. You could just be coming to my door, bringing me my damn coffee or something. And somehow, I'm telling you, in the most unpredictable ways, conversations start with me. I always advise people to watch Wishmaster. Okay. Also the devil's advocate. But anywho, Wishmaster, because what he does is he gives you exactly what you asked for, but it's not the way that you wanted it to be. The example that comes to me is the one where the man was like, I hope you die, and I hope I see you in the sewer and I can piss on you. You know, it's, well, you may not know, but it's the engagement he's having with the pharmacist, because the pharmacist doesn't want him paying or begging in front of the business. And he said, you can't tell me what to do. And he's like, I can tell you what to do because I pay my fucking taxes, you know. And Wishmaster's around the corner. He said, did you mean those things that you said? And he was like, he said something. He was like, kind of fucked up, but I like the way you think. And then next thing you know, he grants the wish. And the man freaks out because the man catches cancer right then and there in front of everybody. And he fogs up and stuff and he dies. And then the man looks at Wishmaster, gets scared, drops his cigarette, takes off running. He says, you could run until it's time for me to collect my soul. The gin is really smooth, you know. Like he gives the one lady a wish. He says, I'll give you a free wish to get you in the spirit of wishing, right? And she says, I wish you'd blow your brains out, right? And he takes, you know, I don't know if that's allowed on here, but he takes and he pulls the trigger. He does what she says, boom, blows his head off, but he doesn't die. And he tells her that. He's like, but if it's any benefit or something like that to you, it hurt like hell. Like, you know, my reason for saying that is the magician can come off trickery, but he doesn't. When you ask for something, you must be very thorough with what you're asking for. You must be willing to put in the work it is to get it. You also you must be willing to make the sacrifices that it requires, because in order to get something that you have never had, you must do things that you have never done, and nobody has gained anything without sacrifice. Sacrifice is just a requirement. It could be sleep. It could be personal time. It could be your Elon Musk described it as like his mind going so much that it hurts. You know, he can't sleep at night. He can't. To be as intelligent as he is, he doesn't really have the greatest social skills with individuals. He's learning that as an adult. You see what I'm saying? So something must be given for this to be gained. So you're creating something new. You have made the sacrifice. And I think for you, Cancer, the hardest thing for y'all, and I mean this sincerely from my soul, is for you guys to have to freeze your heart. Like to have to put your heart on pause. And what I mean by that is to not move with love and sincerity. Now you have to be on the flip side of that, and you have to move with aggression. You know, you need to be aggressive and cold-hearted. And that's not something Cancers want to be. That's why Cancers take it hard. They could be serial killers, but they didn't really want to. You just kind of made them. You know, you triggered them somehow. That's why emotional stability for Cancer is very important. So what you are doing, my beautiful Cancers, you are trying to create something new, something beautiful, and something that is meaningful in this life. You understand? Now, we go into your future energy, it will be abundant. However you're doing this, if you stay on course, it's going to be prosperous. It's going to be great for you. It is clarified with the Eight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Again, like I said, this is going to gain this, you're going to just be content with who you are. As far as listening to other people here and there, nana boo-boos, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but you know, everybody has a story, and goddamn it, right now you ain't trying to hear it. You know, this is what needs to be done. I built this needs to be sustained, and in order for it to be sustained, we must do this. What it tells me though, you're going to be putting a lot of work on the front end for this to happen. Seven of Pentacles, you're very lethargic, you're tired, all right? And I think it's in a sense, you're tired of trying to bring things out, like you're exhausted. You're not giving up, you're just exhausted of putting all this energy, communicating, trying to train other people, trying to expand, bring out and teach, you know, trying to amplify other individuals. It is causing you extreme exhaustion, And you are not going to be giving yourself self-love and self-care like you need to. And the lack of nurturing yourself is going to kind of bleed out into other people and how you're dealing with them, okay? But in the end, you are going to get that victory you're after. That new change that you want, that in which is most valuable to you, it's coming to you. You're going to obtain it. But it is coming with a lot of work. And I think you may just get tired, and at some point you might just be like, fuck it. But it might be a couple, just a couple hours or something. You may do something like that, go for a walk. You may go have a, and when I say have a drink, I don't just mean alcohol, a cup of tea, a coffee, a glass of water with no interruptions. That is going to be calling you. That is what's going to be needed of you, and that's what's going to be allowed. Quite frankly, that's how I feel. I see a woman that's working really hard. You're doing a lot of interviews, you're doing a lot of scheduling, your hands on everything. You're trying to rebuild what has fallen, okay? If it's dealing in the dynamic of like family, still it's the same thing. A woman that's working really hard, she's washing the dishes, she's folding the laundry, she's picking the kids up from school, she's making sure dinner's done, she's making sure she's reading to them, she's checking on their homework, she's making sure she's pouring into them the way that she needs to. Even though she may not feel 100%, look, she is going like she has a solid face, because she knows her emotions can bleed out on them, and she needs to keep it together. She's got to keep it together to make everything better. Baby, that is a lot. Jupiter being here too, it lets me know what you're putting out, honey. Remember that boomerang. What you put out, you do get back, whether you want it or not. And let me tell you something. When the universe blesses you, when the creator of the world blesses you, baby, it comes to you. People are like, oh, I'm going to get back what I did 3 times fold. No, honey, it comes back 10 times fold. It comes back 100 times fold. Like, it comes back in ways that you didn't even know it would. It's making me think of, I wanted my Bible so bad. I had a breakdown. My Mimo gave me, and only me, this white Bible with gold pages. She bought that for me when I was a kid. I'm older, and this was a few years back, and I really wanted that Bible. I was crying. My heart was so hurt, and I couldn't get it back. I was trying to find one. I couldn't find one. King James Version. And I kind of just accepted that I'd never get that back. I was praying for this back. I was hoping maybe when my family, sold Mimo's house when she passed away, maybe somebody will have it and it'll come back to me. Like, I was praying for that Bible back. But I knew that wasn't going to happen, because I actually lost that Bible when I was living with my mother. And we had a few years where we lived on the road back and forth. It was, a learning experience. But, oh my God, I'm tearing up from it right now. But I could just feel how I wanted it, and I let it go. And then, I accepted it. I didn't appreciate something that was so priceless. And 1 year for Christmas, my husband actually surprised me with a custom-made Bible. It's a big Bible, and he got it in the international version. He could have got it King James, but he thought I'd like the international version more so I can better understand it, because I have King James Bibles. So, and then he encrypted on it, and it's beautiful, and I had forgot about it. And I say that as an example when I see, this came to mind when I saw this, because it just filled me up. It came back to me in the most beautiful way, and I remember, because me and my husband are interracial, and I remember asking my Mimo and stuff, I had already had the kids and stuff, it is what it is, but I'd wonder if she'd, love him and accept him in her home. Would he be able to come and have dinner at her table if she was still alive? And I remember her telling me, yes, I had a beautiful dream about it. But for Christmas, the night before Christmas, he had it in like this box and stuff, and my husband always surprises me. That night, I had a dream about my Mimo, and my Mimo was standing with my husband, and I was just sitting there just smiling, like I had on a beautiful white dress, and Mimo had on white, and my husband had on white, and his eyes was just standing out to me so beautifully, and his glasses were actually gold. And I got teary-eyed when I woke up for Christmas. I actually had tears in my eyes, and I just thought, that was Mimo's way of, I was going through a lot that year. And when he gave me that, I saw my Mimo's face for a second. She just came to mind. Melted my heart. It really did. So I say that because you'll get things back to you and you think it'd be money and stuff like this and gifts, and you get that too, you know. Clearly I got a gift. But it comes to you in such a meaningful way that you didn't even know it would come back to you like that. And I was expelling so much of me, and to get that back and just the feel of it. So Cancer, I know I got a little emotional with you, but all your hard work is not for naught, okay? You got Mercury energy here. You have Capricorn, Mercury and Saturn energy. You're doing this, and it's not just for you, it's for society. I feel like it's more of a communal contribution of what you're doing. I don't necessarily know exactly what it is, but I do see that it's something that is pouring out to a collective. So what you're teaching, if it's in the family, remember those kids got to go out into society too, and they got to make their footprint. So whatever you're doing, it's a good thing. It may look like shit now, you know, well, back then. Right now it's like you focus and people might just think, you know, you're just so self-focused. It may appear like that to the blind eye, but you just stay on course, and everything is going to work out. And even those who are pissed off with you or feel some type of way, that animosity and that anger that they have for you, it will go away. They will later on understand. Just remember, always God first. All right. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we have Seven of Swords, and we have the, I didn't even see, I think I did tell you Page of Cups, but I didn't see the Seven of Swords. But this goes with what I just told you. You may not see it coming, but forgiveness, love, and acceptance is going to come around. Luck is in your corner. You don't see it happening right now, but the underlying energy, this is of your clarifying deck, this is of your main deck, it is coming to you. Baby, you got two more that's saying the same thing. The Moon and the Four of Swords. Healing, forgiveness, like it's underlying. You don't see it right now, but it's coming. All right, loves, I do appreciate your time and your attention. It means the world to me. If this video resonated with you, give your girl a like. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your time and your attention. I want you to understand that life is always hitting us with curveballs. We cannot predict it to the T. All right, we can't, and we never will be, because the smallest thing in the day can change our future. A lot of people don't know that, but it can. Really, it can. Just know that you will always do well as long as you play your hand to the best of your abilities. You will always have hold of the situation. So just tell yourself, I got this. I'll see you in the next video.